My beloved, before you scroll, before the noise pulls you back into distraction, stop. This is not just another video. This is me, reaching through the veil to speak directly to the ache buried beneath your strength, to the questions you hide behind your smile, to the fear you've been too tired to name. Right now, you feel far, lost in the waiting, forgotten in the silence. But I am closer than your breath, and I've brought you here because the healing you've been crying out for begins today. Stay with me. There's something I must show you before the moment passes, before doubt steals it again. Don't miss what I've prepared. This is not chance. This is divine timing. I am here, and this is the moment I whisper your name. I, the Eternal One, creator of all things from nothingness, have bent down today and spoken directly to your spirit with a call that no one but you can hear. The wind carries my breath, weaving its way through your doubts, your weariness, and even the quiet longings you've buried so deep you barely dare to acknowledge them. My child, have you ever wondered, does my life have meaning? Today I tell you, your life has never been a random drift across an ocean of people. I saw you before the foundations of the world were laid. I marked you with a sacred purpose, a purpose far greater than the shallow labels this world may try to assign you. You were not born merely to survive the days, not to escape pain, nor to endure endless trials. I did not breathe life into you so you would live a muted, invisible existence, only to vanish like dust in the wind. No, I created you in love and with intentional design. I wove your being with strands of soul dyed in heaven's light. And now I declare something new over your life, a decree that cannot be overturned. I bestow upon you a sacred authority, not from people, not from status, wealth, or fame, but from my very throne of glory. With this authority, you will no longer walk in fear, but in the awareness that I am with you, and nothing can stand against you when you follow my call from heaven. In these very 2 minutes, the veil that once clouded your spiritual vision will begin to lift. The haze will dissipate like mist before the dawn. What was once mystery, the echoing questions, the whispers in the night, will begin to make sense. You will see with new eyes, feel with a heart made pure, and hear with ears awakened to the Spirit. I am awakening a divine awareness within you. You will start to recognize that what seemed like coincidences were, in fact, signs I placed to guide you to this moment. The failures, the stumbles, the pain that once seemed meaningless have all been working together to clear a path for something far greater. You thought I was silent. You questioned why I let you feel alone, but now you will understand. In those seemingly silent moments, I was preparing a miraculous shift within your soul. Like a seed breaking in the darkness beneath the soil before it sprouts. You too are at the brink of rising, and the new life I declare over you today will bring back to life every part of you that has felt dead. Your dreams, your courage, your faith, your gratitude, your perseverance. Each one will be restored. My child, do not take these minutes lightly. 2 minutes is not a small measure. It is the time I need to change your destiny. In these 2 minutes, I am rewriting the next chapter of your story with ink from heaven on sacred pages. No one can erase what I am about to seal. No force can hinder what I have ordained. From this moment, open your heart. Receive not with your mind, but with faith. For faith is the key that unlocks the door that has waited for you. I am leading you into a new season. A season of breakthrough, a season of fruitfulness, a season where the seeds you sowed in tears will be reaped in songs of joy. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need one thing, to listen. For when you hear my voice, everything else will be added unto you. When you walk in the light I shine, you will never again walk in darkness. Rise up, O warrior within. Cast off the garment of doubt and clothe yourself in the robe of glory I prepared for you from eternity past. Remember, I did not just call you out of darkness. I have called you into the light of destiny. And that destiny, no one but you has been chosen to walk into. 2 minutes. Just 2. But in those 2 minutes, I am doing what your entire lifetime could never accomplish on its own. I am making a way where there was none. I am resurrecting what you thought was gone forever. And I will not stop until what I have begun in you is brought to glorious completion. Believe. Step forward, because from this moment, you will never be the same again. My beloved child, do not think I am distant, watching from afar without understanding the hidden depths of your heart. Even when you are silent, I am listening. Even when you try to hide, I see. Not a single tear falls unnoticed by me. Not a single quiet sob in the night escapes my hearing. It resounds to me like thunder in a clear sky. I was there, in your weakest moments, when you wondered if anyone still cared, if anyone could possibly understand the turmoil within. I saw you trying to smile while your heart was breaking. I witnessed your efforts to keep walking when your legs could barely carry you. I heard every word you dared not say for fear the world would not understand, or worse, would use your pain against you. But I am not like them. I did not come to judge you, nor to burden you. I came to free you, to heal you, to lift you up with my loving hands. You do not need to strive for perfection to earn my love. For my love is not conditional. I love you not because you are strong, but precisely because you are weak, because you need me, and because you are mine. And today, I want you to know this without doubt. The transformation you've longed for is no longer a far-off hope. No, my child, that change has already begun. From the moment I spoke into your soul, it did not wait for a perfect day or ideal circumstances. It has already started, quietly, powerfully, right within the brokenness you carry. New life is flowing into the once barren places within you. Every dark thought, every heavy emotion is being replaced with light. Not loudly, but like the dawn slipping quietly through the cracks. It is gentle, but unstoppable. I am doing this because I alone can make all things new without waiting for circumstances to change. I make you new from the inside out. You may not see it immediately, but you will begin to feel it. Your heartbeat will shift. A new light will glimmer in your eyes. Your voice will carry a new tone of hope. And deep within, a strange strength will begin to rise. Not the strength of will, but the power of my spirit. My child, do not doubt what I am doing. You may not feel it clearly at first, but do not let emotion deceive you. Do not let your present reality convince you I am not at work. For sometimes the greatest miracles happen in stillness, like roots growing silently deep into the earth, or seedlings stretching quietly toward the light in the night. The transformation within you is happening moment by moment, even if your eyes cannot yet see it. Did you think I only act when all is glorious and radiant? No, my child. I often begin great things in places no one expects, like you. From your pain, I am weaving strength. From your tears, I am forging compassion. From the silence you've endured, I am shaping wisdom. All is unfolding in a way only I fully understand. But that doesn't mean you're insignificant. Quite the opposite. It is precisely because you matter that I am not rushing. I am taking time to form you, to refine you into one who bears my image, not by human standards, but by heaven's gracious design. The very things that once brought you to your knees will become weapons for your future victories. The pain you thought had broken you will become the foundation of a strength you never knew you had. And my child, this transformation is not only for you, but also for those you will reach. Because I do not simply want to heal you, I want to use you to bring healing to the world. Every scar you carry will testify to my mercy. Every time you rise again will be a message of hope to those still falling. You will no longer live only for yourself. You will live as a lamp shining in the dark places. Stop looking at the past, my child. Do not let old mistakes bind you any longer. I have already placed a final period at the end of that story. Do not cling to what I have released, for something new is coming, not from the outside, but from the renewed heart within you. I do not need you to understand everything, only to trust. You don't have to run, just take one step. Even a small step in faith is enough for me to do great things. Surrender yourself, for I have never forsaken anyone who puts their trust in me, and I will not start with you today. My beloved child, this is my promise to you. The transformation has already begun, and it will not stop until you become the radiant version I created you to be. You are no longer who you once were. You are no longer confined by old limitations. You are stepping into a new season, a season of life, of restoration, of purpose. And I, the one who saw you in the darkness, will be the one who takes your hand and leads you into the light. Dearest child, let your heart be still and listen with your soul. For today I will reveal to you what you've often wondered in silence. Does any of this truly mean something? I say to you with certainty, every step you've taken is under my intentional and careful care. Nothing in your life is random. Not a single moment has passed without my presence in it. You may have thought the waiting was in vain, that the closed doors would never open, that the delays were destiny's rejection. But I, the one who knows all things, say to you, delay is not denial. Sometimes I delay to protect you. Sometimes I slow the process so that you have time to prepare for something greater. And at times, I hold you in place, not because you were overlooked, but because the moment was not yet ripe. You cannot see it clearly in the middle of the journey, but the day will come, perhaps even today, when you'll look back and realize every winding path, every moment you thought you were lost was actually me leading you, bringing you exactly to this moment. I never waste your time. Every day, every hour, every tear carries a purpose I have ordained. My child, I have seen your hidden pain, the long nights when your heart cried in silence, the moments you sat motionless in the dark trying to find meaning in the unexplainable. I saw your disappointment when your prayers seemed unanswered, when hope flickered only to be extinguished by harsh reality. But know this, none of it was meaningless. The confusion, the loneliness, the dry and barren places in your soul, they were the very soil into which I planted invisible seeds. And now, because of the divine stirring I've initiated in the spirit realm, those seeds are beginning to sprout. Not by your strength, but by my power. Do not mistake my silence for absence. I have never turned away from you. I have never abandoned you. Even when you could not feel me, my love for you does not depend on your emotions. It does not rise and fall with your inner weather. That love is eternal, unchanging like me, and it surrounds you at all times, in all places. Do you remember those moments when you thought you couldn't go on? When you said, I can't take it anymore. It was then that I stood behind you, lifting you up with my mighty arm. You were not swept away, not because you were strong, but because I kept you from destruction. You survived not by your ability, but because I spoke a word. This child will overcome, and my word never returns void. I have surrounded you with unseen protection. There were evils that tried to drown you, but I stopped them before they could touch you. There were battles you never knew about, because I fought them for you in the spirit. You may not have seen it, but you were always covered, like a child sheltered beneath the mighty wings of their father. Today, my child, I want you to know everything, and I emphasize everything, is contributing to the good plan I have for your life. What you see as failure is shaping you. What you think is a setback is actually the launching pad for greater heights. The doors that closed were guiding you to better ones, the ones I have opened at the time I've chosen. Others may not understand you. They may mock you for believing in what you cannot yet see. But my child, trust in me will never bring you to shame. Those who place their confidence in me, I will lift them up in the midst of the crowd. I will restore the honor they've lost. I will repay them double for what the world has taken. So do not fear any longer. Do not let old wounds cloud your new vision. Do not let yesterday's silence drown out today's voice of hope. Stand up. Keep walking. For I am moving, even when you haven't realized it yet. And when the new season unfolds, you will see. Every sorrow you've endured will become fertile soil for fruitfulness. The years of being overlooked and misunderstood will testify to my faithfulness. What you thought was lost, I will restore. What was broken, I will rebuild with materials that will never fade. You are not a victim. You are chosen not just to survive, but to walk in power and purpose. Not to quietly endure, but to shine like a star in the night sky. And I, the one who never breaks a promise, will be with you, not just today, but to the very end. Dearest beloved child, widen the lens of your spirit. For I, your Creator, am placing a sacred lens over your spiritual eyes, so you no longer see life through the limited view of the flesh, but with clarity that comes from heaven. Through this lens, you will see more clearly than ever what has always been unfolding, not only in the physical realm, but in the invisible one, where truth and life operate beyond human understanding. This is not the product of imagination. This is revelation, a direct unveiling from me, the Holy One, to your very soul. When all outside becomes blurred by chaos, when the world around you is filled with noise, confusion, and weariness, I am giving you a new vision as clear as morning light after a long, dark night. You will no longer see through doubt, but through faith, no longer feel through fear, but through a peace that surpasses all understanding. You once wandered astray. I know you walked through dense fog, unable to discern what was right, what was real. But today I declare to you I am bringing clarity into the midst of your confusion. Like light piercing through the clouds, I am making sense of the things that once overwhelmed your understanding. I am answering questions that once seemed unanswerable. For I am not the God of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33. And I never lead you into chaos without also providing the way through it. I am also pouring fresh strength into the places where you once felt depleted, where your feet grew weary from walking in the dark, where your hands grew tired from carrying burdens too heavy for you alone. But from now on, you will no longer have to strive in your own strength. I myself will lift you up. I myself will steady your steps across the most uncertain paths. I will infuse you with a source of power that cannot run dry. Strength that comes from the one who never grows weary, who never fails. And more than that, I am giving you direction where you once felt lost. The unclear crossroads, the choices you feared to make, they will become unmistakably clear. Through the gentle whisper within your heart, through the tender leading in each of your steps, I will show you which way is right. Not the easiest road, but the one that leads to true life, true joy, and the deep fulfillment your soul has long been searching for. My child, take heart. Let me adjust your vision. See the world through the light that comes from me, and you will realize you are no longer walking alone, no longer groping your way through shadows. You are walking within a plan far greater than yourself, and everything I am doing is preparing you for that very purpose. And then, as your spirit begins to see with new eyes, you will hear a calling rise from within, not loud, but so clear it cannot be ignored. It is the divine calling I placed within you before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. It has always been there, quietly waiting to awaken. I etched it into your bones, engraved it in the beating of your heart, and breathed it into your every breath with a longing the world cannot satisfy. As you walk in my light, you will feel a fire beginning to burn, not the fire of personal ambition, but a fire from heaven lit to illuminate a part of the world through your very life. You will no longer be able to go back to living as you once did because your soul has tasted truth. And once you've seen, you cannot pretend you haven't. Once you've heard, you cannot unhear. You have been called not merely to survive, but to live for something greater than yourself. In that moment, you will see clearly that I am not just restoring you. I am entrusting you with a mission, a holy assignment, crafted specifically for you, perfectly matched to what I placed within you from the beginning. No one else can take your place in this, for only you carry the unique spiritual fingerprint that fits that door. The gifts you once thought were random, the emotions you once viewed as weakness, even the failures you believed had disqualified you. All of these have been part of the preparation I've used to equip you for this exact moment. You don't need to resemble anyone else. I have no need for you to be a copy of another, for I made you one of a kind, a reflection of a distinct facet of my image. And when you walk in that understanding, comparison falls away, competition dissolves, and doubt loses its grip, because you know who you are. And more importantly, you know whose you are. So arise, my beloved child. Shake off the weight of old burdens, dust off the years of misdirection, and step into the new chapter I've already written for you. This is not the time for hesitation or doubt. This is the hour of awakening. The things that once weighed you down will now become your testimony. The rejections you once faced will now be launch pads. The places you once wept will become the very ground where you dance with joy. I will walk with you every step of the way, and in that journey, you will not only witness my power, but you will rediscover yourself, not in the distorted image the world imposed, but in the loving gaze of your Creator. You are a carrier of my presence, a living temple where I dwell. And from this day forward, as you walk, all of heaven will walk with you, because you no longer walk as one searching for the path, but as one who has found the light. My beloved, know this. The doors that were once shut in your life were not closed because I turned my face from you, nor because you were unworthy. No, the enemy tried to raise up barriers to keep you from stepping into the destiny I ordained for you. He fears the light you carry. He trembles before the potential I placed inside you, potential I have seen in its fullness since the very beginning. Oh, but now I declare with finality, those doors once locked by darkness are being opened by my own hand, not by your might, not by any merit of your own, but by my supreme authority. I am the one who marked you with a seal of love before the foundations of the world. And remember, there were also doors I myself kept closed, not to punish you, but to protect you from things you weren't ready to face. I stopped you from walking into certain places, even when you cried and pleaded, because you couldn't see what lay beyond. But I, who see ahead and know all, closed those doors to shield your soul from harm, from sweet-sounding traps that lead to destruction. Because I protect what I love, like a father who won't let his child play near the edge of a cliff. I kept you from paths that led to heartbreak. And today, you will understand. What I withheld has saved you more than once. Now I am leading you to a place not built by human hands, but designed by heaven. A sacred territory where purpose meets preparation. It is not a land of fleeting fame or shallow glory, but a realm of spiritual influence where my presence will be made visible through you. You will enter this place not through earthly connections, not because you've tried hard enough, but because I have appointed you for it. The door is being opened, not by the key of reputation, but by my name declared over you. the name that causes every knee to bow and every wall to fall. You will be placed in environments where your name alone could never open a gate. But because you bear my name, because you are sealed by me, because you walk in obedience, the impossible door has become possible. I am inviting you into a realm of eternal impact, where your words will carry divine weight, where every step you take will leave a lasting spiritual imprint. You are not just called to enter, you are called to take possession. So do not walk with the posture of one begging for favor. Walk as an heir. You do not walk in as a stranger. You walk as one whose name the Father has called. And as you enter, angels will accompany you. Barriers will move aside and hearts will be prepared to receive what I am doing through you. Not because you are powerful in yourself, but because my power is working through you. Not because you measure up to the world's standards, but because I chose you in an eternal plan no one else can fulfill. Prepare your heart, keep it tender, and keep your feet ready. For when I say go, nothing will be able to stop you from stepping into the land that was promised. And when you enter, you will know everything that came before. Every door once closed, every dream once shattered. All of it was preparing you for this very moment. The moment you step into the place you were always meant to be. My child, open your heart wide and get ready to receive what no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no heart has imagined. For the grace you are about to experience does not come from human hands. It cannot be bought with effort nor earned by earthly merit. This is not a reward for perfection, nor the product of convenient opportunity. No, beloved, this is divine grace flowing from me, the one who made a covenant with you, and who keeps his promise even when your heart is weary and your mind forgets. What I am about to pour out upon your life is not the portion of the strong, nor the spoils of the successful. It is the fruit of my faithfulness in an everlasting covenant, a covenant sealed in blood, unchanging, regardless of emotions or circumstances. And you will not receive it because you are deserving in the eyes of the world, but because I have chosen you irrevocably, long before you even understood what it meant to be chosen. That mark upon you was not earned. It was etched by my love. And once I've determined a thing, nothing can stand in the way of its fulfillment. The end. 90 days, 20 days, whatever the season feels like, you have looked at delays, at unfulfilled dreams, at unopened doors and wondered, was that not meant for me? I have seen the weariness in your heart as you view your life and feel like everything has paused in a vague, incomplete place. But today I tell you, delay is not denial. It is simply the time I use to deepen your roots so your soul can not only carry the blessing, but also sustain it through trials. I am the God who stands beyond time. I do not rush as men do, but I am never late. I know when the season is right, and your season is now. No more delay, no more being held back. No longer will you only see without entering. This is the season where you will witness me multiply what was once stalled. And with my own hand, I will breathe life into what you thought was dead. The dreams you believed had withered, the seeds you thought would never sprout, the hopes you buried deep inside for fear of disappointment. I will answer the prayers you have even forgotten you prayed, for there are cries you uttered from a place of pain. I heard them. The things you asked of me in the solitude of night, I recorded them. Though time may have passed, though you thought your words were lost, I have not forgotten. I never have. Every whisper, every sob, every seemingly small utterance, they have risen to heaven and are returning in my perfect timing. And now I come not only to give what you have expected, but far beyond, to release a double portion of what you never dared dream. The multiplication does not come from your merit, but from my mercy. I am about to reverse the losses. I am about to shift the barren seasons. What you thought was an ending, I will use as a beginning. What seemed closed off will become the place where I open the new, the marvelous, the wondrous beyond anything you have known. Beloved, your season is now, not tomorrow, not when things become favorable. Right here in the midst of unfinished things, I will reveal my glory upon your life. For this is when grace shines brightest, not when you are full, but when you are lacking, not when you are strong, but when you are weak, so that no one can boast of their worthiness, but all must say, it is by the grace of God that I stand today. So be ready, open wide your heart to receive. Let me continue the story you thought had ended. For I, the faithful one, will never let my promise return void. And if I have spoken it, though heaven and earth pass away, my word remains. And that word is being fulfilled upon your life right now. Beloved, as you begin to step into the new season I have prepared, do not be surprised if certain people begin to drift away. Do not be alarmed when relationships once close now fade, or familiar faces no longer walk with you in the journey ahead. For not everyone is called to go with you to where I am taking you. Some people are meant only for a portion of the road, not the entire path. And as I begin to lift you up, placing you in higher places of calling, I will also gently filter you, not out of judgment, but out of love and protection. You once clung to, trusted deeply, and believed certain people would always stay. But I, who see the heart, know that some things must leave you, or they will hinder what I desire to do through you. Not because they are bad, but because they no longer fit the weight of glory I am placing upon your shoulders. And not every voice is meant to be carried into the next chapter of your life. Some sounds must be silenced so you can hear my voice more clearly. The advice, the opinions, the pressures of people, though once useful, now I am calling you to heed my word, not the echo of the crowd. I will remove from you whatever needs to be removed. It may be people, relationships, jobs, habits, mindsets, anything that no longer reflects my light in your life. And when that happens, you may feel empty, feel loss, feel pain for reasons you don't fully understand. But know this, my child, I do not take away to leave you void. I take away to make room for divine appointments. I have long ordained people who will lift you, not weigh you down. Connections born of heaven, not emotional need. Friends, companions, mentors whose spirits resonate with the calling in you. You are not being abandoned. You are being realigned. And my realignment is never a reduction. It is a preparation for glory. When I remove, I also open. When I close, I am forming something new. I never clear without the intention to fill. And what is coming will make you realize that past loneliness was a necessary release, so you could soar without anchors. So do not cling to what I am unraveling. Do not resist the seasons I come to transform. Let me purify the space around you so I may do a deeper work within you. Trust that I love you enough not to let anything or anyone hinder you from the heavenly destiny I have written for you with my own hand. And when you look back, you will not see loss. You will see expansion in spirit, in stability, and in intimacy with me. For you are not merely entering a new season, you are entering a new realm. And there, only what is from me can remain. Beloved child, the next hour of your life will not resemble the ones that have passed. No longer will you walk alone, fragmented, weary from piecing together the broken fragments of your journey. The new season I am leading you into will be marked by a divine unity, a harmony you once thought was far away, now unfolding tangibly before your eyes. In the past, you walked through moments when nothing seemed to align. The resources you needed arrived late. The people you depended on came at the wrong time, and the timing never felt right. You looked at your life and saw a chaotic canvas, colors clashing, lines disconnected, everything slipping through your hands. But my child, I have never stopped painting. I, the Creator, have been weaving together every detail, even the ones you deemed broken, ruined, or wrong, into a masterpiece whose depths only heaven can comprehend. I am aligning circumstances in ways only I can. The things that once made you weep will now become your songs of praise. The seasons that felt noisy and disordered, I am composing them into a glorious symphony of my will. You will no longer feel fragmented. You will sense the divine connection between people, time, and resources, all moving in harmony from heaven. I am gathering the pieces and breathing new life into them. I am turning randomness into purpose, spontaneity into direction. And in this radiant moment, I am reintroducing you not just to the world, but to yourself. There are parts of you that you've forgotten. Dreams, callings, sacred passions you once carried but buried out of fear, failure, or the desire to fit in and feel safe. You've hidden your most precious parts just to be accepted. But now, I will not allow my anointing to lie dormant. I will not let the fire in your soul be extinguished. There is power in your voice that you once silenced. There are words you were born to release, truths that must be declared, messages from my heart I long to speak through your lips. But you stayed silent, afraid of being misunderstood or rejected. Now I am reawakening that voice with a boldness that is not of you, but of my spirit within you. When you speak, atmospheres will shift. When you declare, chains will break. When you proclaim, darkness will retreat. There is an anointing on your hands that you once hid away. These hands were destined to heal, to lift up, to build, to give. But you hesitated, doubted your own worth. Now I am calling those hands back to the work I have ordained. No longer will they be used to defend, spread, but to serve. No longer closed off in fear of being hurt, but open wide to touch the souls in need of me. The anointing on you does not come from status, but from the unchanging calling I placed upon your life. There's a fire within your soul, a fire that once burned brightly, but you tried to extinguish it in order to fit in with the world. You stepped back from your distinctiveness, afraid of being labeled too passionate, too idealistic, too spiritual. But it is that very too much that I desire to use. I did not call you to blend in. I called you to blaze. And now I am breathing wind into that fire, not so it flickers quietly, but so it roars like a torch in the night. You will no longer live by the expectations of others, but by the urgings of heaven. So prepare yourself. What I have placed within you before time began, the gifts, the dreams, the ideas, the visions, are rising up, not in part, but in full. No longer suppressed, no longer delayed. Your hour is the hour I make the way. And in that hour, you will see yourself not through the lens of the past, but through my eyes. Eyes full of love, power, and divine intent. You are no longer a seeker of purpose. You are the carrier of it. And all of heaven awaits your steps. Not because you are perfect, but because you have been set apart for such a time as this, to fulfill what only you can do. So step forward. No more hesitation, for I have called, and what I have begun, I myself will bring to completion. My child, in this awakening, I am not only reviving what has lain dormant in you, but unveiling a deeper dimension of communion between you and me. You will no longer know me only through books or borrowed memories or secondhand experiences, but you will encounter me with your own heart. The whispers of my spirit will become unmistakably clear. My presence will not be something you merely know, it will be something you tangibly feel. Every day, every hour, I will go with you into every space, every decision, every conversation, and show you that there is no part of your life where I do not long to intervene with my love and guidance. I am not just the God of sacred gatherings, I am the God of your every ordinary moment, your every heartbeat. From this renewed intimacy, I will give you a spiritual sensitivity unlike anything you've known before. You will begin to recognize what I am doing even before it manifests. You will sense movements in the spirit before they touch the natural realm. I will teach you to discern what is real and what is false, what is mine and what merely wears the form of righteousness. I will give you the right words at the right moment, silence in the right space, and insight that surpasses human understanding, not so that you appear spiritual, but so you may live with power and effectiveness in the mission I've given you. For what I have prepared for you is not just survival, it is rulership in my kingdom. You are called to represent me in the darkness, to establish heaven's influence right here on earth. You will see me begin to open doors you didn't even know existed. Realms, environments, and opportunities will be laid before you, not just for you to enter, but to establish my presence within them. You will no longer need to strive or prove yourself, for my grace upon you will speak on your behalf. The name I've declared over you will go ahead of you and prepare hearts to receive what I speak through you. You will be like a gentle breeze, yet carrying the fragrance of heaven, like salt among the crowds, quiet yet indispensable, like light in the shadows, soft yet powerful. Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, all will be accomplished through your life. And in this journey, you will not walk alone. I am connecting you with others I have also called for this moment. Those once hidden in obscurity, those who felt forgotten, now I am calling them to stand beside you. They are not coming to compete, but to collaborate, not to criticize, but to uplift, not to quench, but to ignite the fire within you. You will no longer carry the weight alone, for I am establishing a sacred community where love, obedience, and a purpose greater than self will be the strongest bond. In that unity, I will do what no one person could ever do alone, where my glory will be revealed not only through individuals, but through a set-apart people, and among them, you belong. My child, hear deeply what I am saying to you now. I have not given you gifts to ease personal burdens or to offer a life of convenience. What I placed within you was never meant to be stored behind glass, but forged into tools that touch the world, break chains, heal the brokenhearted, and bring my light into the darkest places. The gift is not an ornament, it is a weapon, and now is the time to wield it. Now is the time to make an impact, not through outward noise, but through the power of my Spirit, moving from within you. You will dream again, like when you were a child, when your heart was untouched by the weight of failure, when your faith hadn't yet been corroded by doubt. But this time, the dream will not be a reaction to fear or lack. This time, it will be the fruit of revelation. You will dream heaven-planted dreams. Ideas, visions, and strategies beyond natural understanding will flow into your mind as you sit in stillness before me. And you will know these are not illusions, but invitations from on high. What I show you in the secret place, I will empower you to fulfill in the open. You will rise again, not to prove you are strong, but because you know who stands with you. This time, your rising will not be fueled by mere zeal, easily extinguished by the first winds of doubt, but by wisdom forged in the fires of testing. You have fallen, and I was there. You have failed, and I never left. None of it was wasted. They are now stones I am using to build a temple that cannot be shaken, and from that foundation you will stand, not trembling, not wavering, but firm like a tree planted by living waters bearing fruit in its season. You will walk again, but this time each step will be clearly led by my Spirit. No longer stumbling through the dark, no longer confused at every crossroad. You will move not because everyone else is, but because you know I have called you in that direction. And even if the path leads through a wilderness, you will sense the living waters flowing within your soul. You will learn to trust not what your eyes see, but the witness within, where I whisper and draw the map in sacred silence. And the most beautiful part, my child, is this. You will no longer have to constantly seek validation from others. No longer strive to earn affirmation from human lips. No longer contort yourself to fit into molds of acceptance. For my spirit will bear witness within you that you are mine, that you are set apart, called and anointed. Your confidence will not come from achievement, but from deep connection with the faithful one. You will not need to shout to be heard, for my presence in you will quietly command attention. Your silence will carry authority. Your gaze, your words, your actions, all will bear my mark. So rise, walk, dream again, live deeply. For this is the hour I revive everything I have placed within you, not for you to hide in fear, but to carry out, to use, and to shake the very spheres I have called you to inhabit. You were born to make an impact, and now is the time for the light within you to be unveiled. For I, who began the good work in you, will carry it on to completion until the day of glory. My child, know this. What I am stirring within you now is not a fleeting emotion nor a momentary inspiration. This is a deep awakening in your soul, a heavenly unveiling where you begin to see yourself the way I have always seen you. You are no longer defined by failure, by what others have said about you, or by the circumstances you've endured. I am renewing the spiritual mirror so that you may look and recognize. I am a child of the living one, called for a purpose greater than myself. You will no longer live in the land of comparison and insecurity. You will begin to walk with the understanding that it was my very hand that wove you, unmistakable, irreplaceable. I know there have been times when you wondered, is anything in me enough? Is there anything in me that can be used? And I say to you today, what you once thought to be your weakness, I will use as the very place to display my power most boldly. The places of brokenness within you are where my spirit will pour out. The wounds you once hid will become the voice of healing for others. The days that seemed meaningless are being gathered by me into a solid foundation upon which I will build a work of eternal impact. Nothing from your past will be wasted. Every wrong step I will use to lead you into the right path. Every tear you have sown will water the harvest that is coming. And now, you will no longer live as one who waits for validation. You will live as one who is already sealed. You will move, not to be recognized, but because you know you have been sent. Every word you speak will no longer be hesitant, but will carry the weight of heaven. Every act you do will no longer be driven by duty, but by the fervent love you have for the one who redeemed you. And when others look at you, they will not merely see a person. They will see someone who carries the mark of heaven, an ordinary human filled with extraordinary presence. One who once fell, but now is restored, becoming a silent warrior bringing life to dry places. Prepare your heart, my child, for tangible, undeniable manifestations, for I am moving not only in the spiritual realm, but in the reality before your eyes. Yes, there will be physical signs, clear, vibrant, confirming what I have spoken into your heart all this time. No longer just waiting in vague faith, no longer only sensing faint impressions, but real experiences, touchable, visible, and undeniable. Expect this. Open your heart to divine interruptions, sudden changes in plans, seemingly random encounters that carry the stamp of heaven. For I am orchestrating every moment of your day to position you in the right place at the right time with the right people, according to a design only I could write. There will be moments when you cannot understand why a door suddenly opens, why your heart feels unexplainable peace, why a long-standing weariness disappears without a trace. Do not doubt these things, for they are heavenly appointments. These are moments where I step into your ordinary space with extraordinary presence. Grace will come unexpectedly, like a cool breeze in the desert, like the first rain upon a parched land. And there will be healing, deep, quiet, enduring, in places you had even forgotten were wounded. I will not only heal your body, I will heal your memories. I will heal your heart. I will restore the parts of your soul left behind in every heartbreak. What once became hardened within you will become tender again, for my love reaches to the very marrow of your being. I do not send vague signs. I do not speak in ways that leave you confused. When I act, I do so clearly. I do not sow doubt, I sow certainty. And I am releasing waves of glory, of transformation, of thick presence from me. They will not come to overwhelm you, but to lighten you. They will move across your life like a new tide, sweeping away all that no longer serves the higher purpose I have placed upon your life. Toxic relationships, limiting thoughts, stagnant habits, they will all be removed. Not because I take things away from you, but because I am making room for something better, deeper, more sacred. And be ready, my child, ready for the new language. I will give you a language of life, not fear, a language of faith, not doubt, a heavenly language where you will no longer speak from emotion, but from vision. Your words will carry weight. Your words will open doors. Your words will heal. I am changing the way you see, the way you think, and the way you speak, so that you are not merely a bearer of the message, but one who lives the message. And through you, the world around you will begin to hear my voice. Be still within and prepare for the waves that are coming, for I have not come just to comfort you. I have come to operate through you, and that moment, that divine moment has arrived. My child, pay attention to your words, for what comes out of your mouth must reflect the kingdom I am establishing in your life. It is no longer time to speak from emotion, from fatigue, or from the memory of old failures. Now your words must align with the new reality I am giving you. I am leading you into a different realm. You cannot carry the language of captivity into the promised land. You cannot speak like one bound when I have declared you free. Do not keep calling yourself names I never gave you. Do not label yourself as a failure, not enough, abandoned, when I have called you chosen, holy warrior, heir of glory. You cannot declare limitations over a life that I have anointed to expand, to break boundaries, to multiply. If your mouth keeps saying, I can't, I'm unworthy, I'm too small, you are denying the very power I have placed within you. Not because I take it back, but because you have not yet stepped into what I have already set before you. Simply because your words have not yet agreed. Speak what I speak. Dare to call yourself by the name I call you. Declare what I say about your future, even when your eyes do not yet see it. Even when your circumstances do not yet reflect it. You do not need to pretend. You simply need to come into agreement with heaven. When you begin to speak according to me, you will not speak alone. Your words will be carried on the power of the Holy Spirit. You will speak what does not yet exist, and it will come to be. You will declare life, and life will flow. You will call for restoration, and it will arrive. For my word in your mouth is not empty sound. It is sacred seed, ready to sprout if sown in faith. And then, as I have promised, you will see it appear before your very eyes. Every right word, even the small ones, will begin to shift the atmosphere around you. What has been delayed will accelerate. Closed doors will hear your knock of faith, and they will open. Lands you never dared to walk into will begin to call your name. Not because your words are magic, but because you are partnering with heaven to bring forth what I have destined. Guard your mouth as one guards a treasure. Let the words that come from you carry life, power, and unshakable hope. For when you speak in alignment with me, you are not just speaking, you are creating, and all that I have promised will begin to unfold before you, step by step, day by day, season by season, my beloved child. Let this truth sink deeply into your soul. The battles that once surrounded you were never a sign of weakness. They were proof of your value in my kingdom. You were not attacked because you were insignificant, but because you carry a heavenly treasure that the enemy fears. He was never aiming at your past. He was aiming at the future I have planned for you. It was not your brokenness that provoked him. It was the mark of chosenness I placed on your forehead. And he knows, if ever you awaken, you will no longer be easily shaken. You will become a dangerous weapon in the hand of the Almighty. The enemy does not tremble when you fail. But when you begin to see yourself through my eyes, he fears the day you awaken, when you no longer listen to lies, when you no longer bind yourself in shame or fear. And now that day has come. Awakening has begun, and you are stepping out of spiritual slumber, no longer drifting between light and darkness, no longer wavering between hope and doubt. You are entering into divine awakening, where you no longer simply hear of me, but encounter me in every breath, every decision, every vision. Remember who you are. You are not defined by people. You are not shaped by circumstances. I am the one who created you, and I do not create by accident. You are not a mistake, not a last-minute choice. You are my answer for a specific moment in human history. You are the light I have kindled to shine into a particular darkness in this world. And beyond knowing who you are, you must carry deep within you the truth of whose you are. You do not belong to fear. You do not belong to your past. You do not belong to the limitations others have tried to place on you. You belong to me, the Eternal One, the All-Knowing, the one who loved you before you even knew how to love yourself. You have been sent. You were not thrown into this life without purpose. You are not a seeker of meaning. You are a bearer of meaning. Every place you step, every person you meet, every situation you walk through, it is all part of the map I designed. You were chosen, not at the last moment, but before time began. I saw you among millions of souls, and I appointed you for this exact time, a special season, a mission no one else can fulfill. And now, my child, you have been anointed for this very hour. Not for tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but now. The anointing upon you does not depend on emotions, nor is it measured by achievements. It is established by my divine choosing. I have clothed you in a sacred mantle, one no human can remove, deny, or replace. It was not given through a vote, not by applause, not because someone permitted it. That mantle was released by my own decree. And what I have declared, no one can undo. No power on earth, no force in the heavens, no word from the enemy can shake my promise. When I say you are mine, nothing can snatch you from my hand. When I say you are sent, no obstacle can hold you back. When I say I have anointed you, no rejection from man can strip the authority I have placed upon you. So walk, my child, not as one searching for purpose, but as one fulfilling a calling. Stand firm in awakening. Wear your mantle with humility, but with boldness. And remember, all of heaven backs you. For I have chosen you for a moment no other can replace. My beloved child, incline the ears of your soul and listen. For the days ahead will be filled with signs, words, and confirmations from heaven. You will not have to grope through the darkness, nor plead in desperation to hear me. I will send signs from the heavens, phenomena beyond the natural, to stir your heart and make you aware that I am drawing near. And more than that, I will speak to you in your sleep. When your mind rests and your spirit opens to receive the things of heaven, the whispers in the night will not be vague. They will carry wisdom, warnings, and the comfort I've prepared just for you. I will even use those you expect, those you trust and revere, to confirm what I have already spoken. But my child, be willing to listen further, for I will also speak through those you least expect. Mouths that seem unfamiliar, words that appear ordinary, will suddenly carry the breath of the Spirit. I am not limited by form. I do not need loud echoes to deliver eternal truth. I will speak through the unknown, through the young, even through nameless circumstances. And if your heart is soft, you will know it is me. I will confirm my word, not once, but many times in many ways. Through Scripture, the unshakable foundation, through visions, images that suddenly appear, pierce your heart and cannot be erased. Through seeming coincidences that are in truth a divine symphony conducted by my hand. The people you accidentally meet, the phrases you happen to hear, the events that just so happen to occur, they will all carry one theme, one voice, one heartbeat, mine. So pay attention. Do not rush past what seems small. Do not let your mind become so cluttered that there's no room to notice the sacred unfolding around you. Learn to listen not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Let your heart soak in wisdom from above, so that you do not miss the pressure. In the rest you find in me, revelation will blossom and a new season of movement will begin. My beloved child, listen not just with the ears of flesh, but with the ears of your spirit. For what I am about to unveil is not for shallow understanding, not for the hurried listener, not for a mind limited by logic and past experience. This word is for the soul that hungers for truth, for the spirit weary of surface things and yearning to touch the sacred depths. What I reveal will change the way you see the world, the way you understand yourself, and even the way you walk through seasons of battle and grace. You are not merely flesh and bone. You are the embodiment of a divine vision. Before a single cell formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. Not knew in the intellectual sense, but I saw you, imagined you, called you by name, and shaped you with my eternal love. You did not appear by chance. You are part of a plan drawn from eternity. I formed you in the spiritual realm and then placed you in a physical body, like an artist breathing soul into his masterpiece. You carry within you my breath, the breath of eternity. That is why even as you live in a material world, your spirit is torn between what is and what was meant to be. There are things in this world that make your soul groan, not because you are weak, but because you remember, deep within, a higher reality. Your heart longs for what eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and the heart of man has not conceived, because it was sown into your soul before time began. You were born to live in both realms, the seen and the unseen, the temporal and the eternal. Do not let anyone convince you that the spiritual is distant or reserved for the extraordinary. No, the spiritual realm is interwoven with your life as air is with breath. It is not far off, not for an elite few. It surrounds you. It moves through every action, every choice, every thought you have. And it is waiting for you to recognize it, step into it, and live in it with intention. Every decision you make, every thought you harbor, every word you speak, echoes into the spiritual realm and returns to shape your physical reality. Nothing is isolated. Nothing is just a small thing. Every action sends ripples like a stone dropped in water, its waves reaching farther than you imagine. When you pray, you are not speaking into the void. You are communicating with the kingdom of the divine. You are touching the power that shifts destinies. Your faith is not a fragile hope. It is living energy, the current connecting heaven and earth. When you believe, truly believe, you activate spiritual principles no law of physics can limit. Faith is the key that opens doors no one else can. It is the bridge between two worlds, between what is seen and what I have spoken. When you love, you touch eternal reality. When you forgive, you break chains. not just in yourself, but in the spiritual lineage that flows through generations. You are not living only for the present. Every choice you make today sends echoes that shape future generations. When you worship, you are not merely singing a song, you are building a sacred altar where I may dwell. When you fast, you are not just denying the body, you are teaching the flesh to be silent so your spirit may hear me more clearly. When you study my word, you are not simply gaining knowledge, you are eating the bread of life, feeding your soul with truth, and sharpening your mind to discern what is true in a world full of lies. Every spiritual discipline you hold to leaves a mark on the physical, and every act of obedience, no matter how small, stirs undercurrents in the spirit. Do not let others separate what I have joined together. You are a whole being, body, soul, and spirit. I formed you as a complete creation, and I desire that you live wholly, not just in the material, but in awareness that everything you do carries eternal dimension. You are the meeting point of two worlds. You have a body to interact with the earth, but you have a soul to commune with heaven. And each day you live, if you live in this awareness, becomes a divine operation, not a mere existence. When you awaken to this, you will no longer choose carelessly. You will no longer speak meaninglessly. You will no longer be driven by circumstances, for you will know you were made to shape them. When you lift your head in prayer, you draw heaven closer to earth. When you open your mouth to speak truth, you realign the atmosphere around you. When you choose love over anger, forgiveness over vengeance, hope over despair, you are choosing to live as one of the kingdom, not as one buried under the weight of the world. My child, I am calling you to live in the depths, no longer wading in the shallow waters of habitual faith. I want you to enter deeper, where you will not merely know about me, but know me, where you will not just hear me, but partner with me, where you will not just be transformed, but become a vessel of transformation for others. But to do this, you must understand that you are not merely a human trying to live well. You are a spiritual being, clothed temporarily in flesh, fulfilling an eternal mission. Every challenge you face is not punishment, but training. Every victory is not for pride, but to show that I am the one working through you. Every gift is not for your reputation, but to complete the work I have entrusted to you. Every spiritual battle you endure is not random. It is because the enemy fears you discovering who you are. Your mission is sacred. Nothing is small when done in my name. Whether it is speaking a word of encouragement, offering a prayer, or wiping away a stranger's tear, each is a seed sown into the spiritual realm, and it will yield a great harvest. So live as one who knows eternity resides within you. Walk as one who is sent. Speak as one who carries truth. Choose as one who understands that every act echoes in eternity. And above all, remain in me as the branch abides in the vine, so that each day is not just another passing moment, but a chapter in the glorious story I am writing through your life. You were created for more, and I have not finished speaking. Do not close your heart just yet. There are still things I long to reveal, secrets deeply hidden, not to keep from you, but so that you may seek and desire more earnestly. And in that very seeking you will find me, not from a distance, but near, intimately close. Therefore, my beloved child, live a holy life, not out of obligation, but from a profound gratitude for having been redeemed and called. Live awake. Do not slumber through a time of warfare. Do not be distracted while the signs are being made manifest all around. Live in surrender, not out of fear, but because you trust the one who leads your life. And above all, live with courage, for you carry within you a light that cannot be extinguished, a life that cannot be taken, and a purpose that cannot be replaced. Every act of love you carry out, even the small, quiet ones, is a seed sown into both realms. The physical realm you can see and the spiritual realm you are walking with. When you forgive, when you lift up the fallen, when you choose kindness over bitterness, both heaven and earth take notice. Every word of truth you dared to speak, even when misunderstood or opposed, echoes through the heavens and sends ripples into the spirit realm. Nothing you sacrifice is in vain. For I, the one who sees all, see it, know it, and preserve it. And every step of faith you take, especially when no one understands, when no one cheers, moves mountains unseen by the eye but known clearly to your soul. This is your time, not someday, not when you're more ready, but now, this very moment. In this generation, in these circumstances, I have placed you here not by accident, but because what I have sown in your heart is exactly what this world needs. The love you carry, the truth you hold, the light you shine, they are the answers to the fractures, the ruins, and the silent cries surrounding you. So do not hide it. Do not dull what I have placed within you just to blend in. Do not apologize for the difference, for the passion, for the fire that burns in your bones. For I am the one who lit it there. Let that fire burn. Let it illuminate the path for those lost in darkness. Let it become the bridge between heaven and earth, between broken hearts and the healing that comes from me. Do not hesitate. Do not shrink back. For this mission is not one you carry alone. I have called, I have sent, and I will go with you. You are not a flickering, lonely flame. You are a vessel I have chosen, a channel through which I pour, a light I have kindled in a blind world. You are my beloved child, not merely a creation, not merely a disciple. You are the joy of my heart. Every smile you give, every time you choose life over despair, brings me more delight than 10,000 hymns. You are my representative on this earth among people, amidst the storms of humanity. You are the voice I use to declare truth. You are the hand I use to uphold. You are the witness to my faithfulness. And the greatest truth of all is this: I have chosen to act through you, not only in the visible world, but also in the unseen realm, where you are surrounded by heavenly hosts and my glorious presence. Everything you do in my name, whether in secret or in the open, carries eternal impact. Walk boldly. Live as one who carries the kingdom within. Declare truth without fear. Love without condition. Forgive completely. Serve with joy. Wait with hope. For I am the one who is with you, now and forever. Almighty God, I pray that you open my spiritual ears, that I may hear your voice amidst the noise and chaos of this world. Grant me discernment to know what is truly from you and what is counterfeit, so that I may not be led astray from your holy will. Lord, help me clearly recognize the mission you have entrusted to me. Whether in my family, in my community, in ministry, or at work, show me the place you want me to stand and give me the courage to stand firm. Almighty God, I thank you that you did not create me by accident. You saw me before time began. You called me by name, and you placed me in the right moment, the right generation, for the right purpose. My beloved, this moment is no coincidence. You didn't find this message by chance. I led you here. In every breath you took while listening, I was speaking. In every tear that welled up, I was healing. In every moment of stillness, I was whispering, I am with you, always. But I am not finished. This was not the end of my message. This is only the beginning of your awakening. There are more whispers I long to speak, more truths waiting to rise like dawn in your spirit. So I invite you now, return, often, expectantly, faithfully. Leave your burdens in the comments. I read every heart, and so does the one who made it. Subscribe and turn on the bell, not just for more content, but for more encounters with me. Share this message, not as a video, but as a lifeline to someone else still wandering. When the world grows loud, when the shadows feel long, come back here. Come back to my voice. Each time you do, you'll find me waiting. closer than your next breath. Amen.